Hello, good morning, students. So today, as part of our intermediate latest IP weightage wise, discuss important essay questions from chapter one from intermediate physics second year. As you know, Nenu Ramreddy Sangala, lecturer in physics. Coming to the original topic, actual topic assigned, that's the waves, mechanical waves. So let me say a few words. Your exams fast approaching, not even 2 months. So it's the time to prepare action plan and prepare systematically with scientific approach. Then you have to prepare, you being in second year, simultaneously have to prepare for competitive exams because you don't have enough time after your IP examination. Hardly 1 month is left for your set examination. Then IIT mains exams already going on in different spells. Okay? So whichever topic you learn thoroughly for theory, practicals, as well as for competitive exam, the IIT mains, IIT advanced, or MCET examination, or so NEET examination, whatever it may be, all the competitive exams. So wish you all the best. Now coming to the topic, so let me tell few words. What you know is very important, but what you write, how you write is more important. మనకు తెలిసిన ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ మనం రాసేటప్పుడు ఎలా రాయాలి, ఇంప్రెసివ్ మేనర్ ఎలా రాయాలి కూడా ఇట్ మ్యాటర్స్ ఎలాట్. ఎగ్జామ్ లో మంచి మార్క్స్ స్కోర్ చేయాలంటే అందరూ అటెంప్ట్ చేస్తారు, అందరూ ఆన్సర్స్ రాస్తారు, కానీ కొందరికి మాత్రమే 100% మార్క్స్ వస్తాయి. ఇట్స్ అన్ ఆర్ట్ ఆఫ్ రైటింగ్. హౌ టు రైట్ అన్ ఇంప్రెసివ్ మేనర్, అది కూడా కేర్ తీసుకోవాలి. సో ఫస్ట్ ప్రిలిమినరీ precaution, you have to put the correct number the left side of the border. Most of you not putting the correct number as mentioned in the question paper, right? After that, wherever you write an important point, try to underline. In the headings, you write bold letters and underline. Write briefly and relevant answer must be written. కొన్నిసార్లు ఎగ్జామినేషన్ క్యాంప్స్ లో మేము చూస్తే ఆన్సర్స్ కరెక్ట్ గానే ఉంటాయి, కానీ ఆ ఇచ్చిన క్వశ్చన్ కి మాత్రం ఇర్రెలవెంట్ గా ఉంటాయి. అంత ఎఫర్ట్స్ అంతా విల్ గో వేస్ట్ అనమాట. కాబట్టి జాగ్రత్తగా ఐపీ ఎగ్జామినేషన్ లో వీ హ్యావ్ ప్లెంటీ ఆఫ్ టైం. మీరు ఒక 5 to 10 minutes క్వశ్చన్ పేపర్ అంతా జాగ్రత్తగా చదవండి, కేర్ఫుల్లీ, అండ్ దెన్ దిస్ సార్ట్ అవుట్. బాగా వచ్చిన అనుకునేవి అది ముందు అటెంప్ట్ చేయండి, సో దట్ యూ కెన్ క్రియేట్ గుడ్ ఇంప్రెషన్. సో ఆఫ్టర్వర్డ్స్ లేటర్ ఆన్, సో విచ్ ఎవర్ క్వశ్చన్స్ యు ఆర్ నాట్ సో షూర్, రైట్, అట్లాంటి తర్వాత అటెంప్ట్ చేయండి. దట్ వే యూ కెన్, ఇట్ విల్ ఫెచ్ యూ మోర్ మార్క్స్. సో డయాగ్రామ్స్ రాసేటప్పుడు నీట్ గా లేబుల్ డయాగ్రామ్స్ రాయండి. తర్వాత బ్రీఫ్ గా రిలవెంట్ ఆన్సర్స్ మాత్రమే రాయండి, అన్నెసర్లీ ఇర్రెలవెంట్ ఆన్సర్స్ రాయద్దు. దట్ వే వేస్ట్ ఆఫ్ టైమ్ అండ్ ఎనర్జీ. Now coming to this waves already been discussed. I remember it is a very first chapter, right, at the beginning of this digital classes. So now I am not going to discuss in detail the essay questions, long answer questions. Fortunately, under changed circumstances, now the weightage has been changed. Now you have to answer 2 questions, 2 out of 4. 2 out of 4. Earlier it was 2 out of 3. Now take advantage of it. Now this particular chapter has 2 essay questions you can expect. Total maximum 3 possible essay questions are there, out of which 2 you can expect. We'll discuss one by one in detail. So to begin with, so first of all, first and expected long answer question, essay question is the formation of stationary waves, right? So in an open argon pipe, closed argon pipe, and then followed by formation of stationary waves in a stretched string, and then loss of transverse vibrations along a stretched string. These are the possible questions. Before that, so let me give some brief introduction. So what is a stationary wave? What is a progressive wave? How do we get stationary waves? And some of the important features. As we are already familiar, so that so progressive wave, then waves, mechanical waves, electromagnetic waves, and all the waves so available in nature can be transferred into mechanical waves. Electromagnetic waves, as you are familiar, light electromagnetic wave does not require a medium for propagation, whereas the waves, sound waves, similarly, so other waves or surface waves, or similarly on a string, waves on a string, and then this make this all the waves they require a medium for propagation. Such waves are called mechanical waves. The waves which require a medium for propagation are called mechanical waves. Sound comes under this category. In the absence of medium, sound cannot be transmitted. Or in other words, the velocity of sound in vacuum is zero, isn't it? So it does not propagate at all in vacuum. Okay, so it depends, velocity or speed of light in a medium depends on elastic properties of the medium and inertia of the medium. So all these parameters we might have already discussed. Okay, we'll concentrate on mechanical with brief introduction, mechanical waves. So now here we can classify into progressive waves like a flow chart, and then stationary waves, progressive waves and stationary waves. Here stationary waves, they are also called standing waves. So coming to progressive waves, so here the disturbance, sound is a form of energy, it gets transmitted in finite medium without getting back to the origin, without getting reflected at any point. So progressive wave, here the energy gets transmitted continuously. Here only energy is transmitted, so not matter. Matter is not transmitted. So here energy as well as momentum is transmitted continuously. So here progressive waves are classified into two types, longitudinal waves and then transverse waves. We are not going to discuss in detail, just brief introduction so that you can understand the essay questions in a decent manner, okay, in good manner. So longitudinal waves, you already familiar. So here the particles of the medium vibrate parallel to the direction of propagation of wave. Suppose the wave is moving this way, then the particles of the medium vibrate parallel to the direction of propagation of wave. Such waves are called longitudinal waves. So propagation of sound in air, gases, and then these longitudinal waves can travel all three states of matter, solids, liquids and gases state as well, right? Here successive compressions, rarefactions will be formed. Then the distance between two successive compressions and rarefactions gives the wavelength. Then the transverse waves, here the particles of the medium will vibrate perpendicular to the direction of propagation of wave. Such waves are called transverse wave. So here the particles of the medium vibrate perpendicular to the direction of propagation of wave. Such waves are called transverse wave. The light, the best example, the electromagnetic wave, and then so transmission of sound along a stretched string, the best example for transverse waves. Here successive crests and troughs are formed. Successive crests and troughs are formed, as you already familiar, you already studied. And then say here the distance between two successive crests, this is C for crest, and then trough. So gives, so here the wavelength lambda. In case of longitudinal waves, the distance between two successive compressions and rarefactions gives the wavelength. Okay, with brief description about the progressive wave, transverse waves, longitudinal waves. Here అనుదైర్ఘ్య తరంగాలు అంటారు అన్నమాట. లాంగిట్యూడినల్ వేవ్స్ అంటే అనుదైర్ఘ్య తరంగాలు. సో ఇక్కడ సో తిర్యక్ తరంగాలు, అనుదైర్ఘ్య తరంగాలు, తిర్యక్ తరంగాలు. ఇక్కడ కంపించే కణాలు కంపించడం వల్ల ఇక్కడ ఏంటంటే నాకు ధ్వని ప్రసారం జరుగుతుంది అనమాట. ఇది ఎలా కంపిస్తారంటే తరంగం ప్రసరించే దిశకు సమాంతరంగా ఈ యానకం యొక్క కణాలు కంపిస్తూ ఉంటాయి అన్నమాట. ఇక్కడైతే సో తరంగం ప్రసరించే దిశకు లంబంగా ఇక్కడ యానకం యొక్క కణాలు కంపిస్తూ ఉంటాయి అన్నమాట. ఓకే, సో నౌ కమింగ్ టు ద సెకండ్ కేటగిరీ, most of the questions so confined to the discussion about standing waves. They are also called stationary waves. Stationary waves. So how do you get stationary wave? So the point of interest here, two identical progressive waves. To form a stationary wave, we require two identical progressive waves. When use the word identical means they can be longitudinal waves, they can be transverse wave. Two identical. Identical means having same wavelength, same amplitude, same frequency, everything same. Okay, but moving in straight line in opposite direction, they superimpose, overlap with each other and produce stationary waves. Just look at this illustration. Suppose a disturbance travels, sound travels along a string like this. It gets reflected at closed end. Then this is incident moving this way, and then this is reflected wave. Both will overlap with each other and then produce stationary waves. Simple statement: when two identical progressive waves moving along the same path but in opposite direction on superimposing overlapping with each other produce stationary waves. So when stationary waves are formed, at some point what happens, the particles will have maximum possible displacement. They are called antinodes. For better clarity, I'll draw a little bigger one. So just students, please look at this diagram. So at some points, so both the waves reach in same phase, right? So that they get added up, the displacement becomes maximum. That means constructive interference take place. So it will have maximum displacement. That point where maximum displacement is there called antinode. At some other point, they meet that point out of phase. So they cancel the displacement, so the net displacement becomes zero. So destructive interference will take place. Such points are called nodes. Nodes and antinodes. Successively, nodes and antinodes are formed like this, right? So this knowledge is required. Why? Because later stage we are going to use this. So you just look at this diagram here. So here, so minimum, maximum, node, antinode. Successively, node and antinodes are formed. Node is a point where the displacement is minimum, zero, and then antinodes are the points where the displacement is maximum. Such points are called antinodes. See here, take two successive nodes. The distance between two successive nodes gives half of the lambda. Lambda means wavelength here. Now you can take antinodes as well. The distance between two successive antinodes gives lambda by, right? This point plays very important role later stage. Or the distance between a node and immediate antinode. Node and immediate antinode. This is lambda by 4. The distance between node and immediate antinode. Lambda by 4. 1/4 of the wavelength. తరంగ దైర్ఘ్యంలో 4వ భాగం ఉంటుందంట నోడ్ అంటే ఇక్కడ అస్పందన స్థానం, ప్రస్పందన స్థానం అంటారు అనమాట. రెండు పురోగామి తరంగాలు ఒక యానకంలో ఒకే సరళ రుజు మార్గం వెంబడి వ్యతిరేక దిశలో ప్రయాణిస్తూ ఒకదాంతో ఒకటి ఓవర్లాప్ అవడం వల్ల, మిక్స్అప్ అవడం వల్ల మనకేంటి స్టేషనరీ వేవ్స్ మనకు ఉత్పన్నం అవుతాయి అన్నమాట. స్థిర తరంగాలు అంటారు. స్థిర తరంగాలు ఎప్పుడైతే ఏర్పడతాయో కొన్ని బిందువుల దగ్గర ఇక్కడ కణాల యొక్క స్థానభ్రంశం మినిమం 0 ఉంటుంది. వాటిని అస్పందన స్థానము అంటారు. మరి కొన్ని బిందువుల దగ్గర గరిష్టంగా ఉంటుంది స్థానభ్రంశం, వాటిని ప్రస్పందన స్థానం అంటారు. ప్రస్పందన స్థానం అంటారు అన్నమాట. ఒక అస్పందన స్థానం మరి వెంటనే ఏర్పడే మరో అస్పందన స్థానం మధ్య దూరము తరంగ దైర్ఘ్యంలో సగం ఉంటుంది అనమాట. అలాగే ఒక అస్పందన స్థానం ఇమ్మీడియట్ గా ఫామ్ అయినటువంటి ప్రస్పందన అస్పందన స్థానాల మధ్య దూరం లాంబ్డా బై 4 అవుతుంది అనమాట. లాంబ్డా అంటే ఇక్కడ తరంగ దైర్ఘ్యంలో 4వ భాగం ఉంటుంది అనమాట, రైట్? ఇది స్థిర తరంగాలు, స్టేషనరీ వేవ్స్ అనమాట. రెండు ఐడెంటికల్, ఏకరీతిగా అంటే ఒకే తరంగ దైర్ఘ్యం, ఒకే కంపన పరిమితి, ఒకే పౌనపున్యం కలిగినటువంటి రెండు పురోగామి తరంగాలు. పురోగామి అంటే అనుదైర్ఘ్యం ఉండొచ్చు, తిర్యక్ తరంగాలు ఉండొచ్చు. రెండు రుజు మార్గంలో వ్యతిరేక దిశలో ప్రయాణిస్తూ ఒకదానితో ఒకటి సూపర్ ఇంపోజ్ అవడం వల్ల మనకు స్థిర తరంగాలు ఏర్పడతాయి అన్నమాట, రైట్? సో ఈ నాలెడ్జ్ చాలా యూస్ఫుల్ అయిపోతుంది. సో డియర్ స్టూడెంట్స్, విత్ దిస్ నాలెడ్జ్ విల్ జంప్ ఇన్ టు ద ఎస్ఏ క్వశ్చన్స్. First, note down, I'll go as low as possible. 3 possible questions are there that will take care of 2 essay questions. That is 8 to the 16 marks you can comfortably score if you are thorough with this chapter. Because this chapter has, so as per latest weightage, 2 possible essay questions you can expect from this particular chapter. So first one, explain the formation of, I'll write the question, make a note of it, explain formation of stationary waves. Formation of stationary waves. Stationary waves in open pipe, open argon pipe. Simply I'll write open pipe. Right? Now the question, explain the formation of stationary waves in a open argon pipe and then derive the equations for frequencies, frequency ratio, find out frequency ratio, fundamental mode and higher overtones. So this is a very simple question. So now, what is a pipe basically? What do you mean by pipe? Right? Your pipe, usually it will have long length compared to its cross section area. It is a cylindrical pipe, so having large length. Length is very large compared to its cross sectional area. So it will enclose some air column, right? If it is open at both ends, then it is called open pipe. If it is closed at one end, then it is called closed pipe. Friends, be careful. It is very useful for practicals also. We have an experiment, resonance column operators, to determine the velocity of sound, okay, using resonance operators. There also we use a closed pipe resonance operators. Here, if it is closed at one end, a pipe, if it is closed at one end and open at other end, it is called a closed pipe. One end it is closed, the other end is open. It is called closed pipe. If it is open at both ends, that is called open pipe. First, let us discuss the formation of stationary waves in open pipe. Now, so as slowly as possible, try to take the diagram. Now, let us consider a pipe. So one by one, slowly I'll draw. So if anybody is interested, just take diagrams, same pipe with same length, same cross sectional area. First one, this air column is enclosed in the pipe. The pipe is open at both ends. It is called open pipe. Now let us consider a open pipe having length L like this. Both ends it is open. Now it will enclose an air column. Now a progressive wave, when it travels along the air column, what happens? Two identical progressive moving along the air column, they superimpose, overlap and produce stationary waves. So here at open end, they get reflected and they move the incident ray and reflected ray, they superimpose, interfere, overlap, they produce stationary waves. In case of open pipe, observe it carefully here. So at open ends, the open ends, always you remember the particles are free for vibrations. Always antinodes are formed at open ends. In a fundamental mode, this first one, so this is fundamental mode. Fundamental mode. Fundamental mode. It is also called first harmonic. First harmonic. In a first harmonic, the air column, right, in open pipe vibrates such that two antinodes are formed at open ends, either end, and then in between a node is formed. So as shown in the diagram, see here, we have like this incident ray and reflected ray, both will overlap such that here antinode at open end and antinode at other open end, in between a node is formed. This is the basic mode of vibration. The air column vibrates such that so at open end antinodes are formed and in between a node is formed, right? In this case, just observe carefully here. So the length of the pipe is L. So as we already discussed here, the distance between a node and immediate antinode is 1/4 of lambda by 4. So off loop and then off loop means here 2 lambda by 4. Here the length in terms of lambda in fundamental mode, I'll call wavelength as lambda 1. So here 2 lambda 1 by 4. Here see here the distance between a node and an immediate antinode lambda by 4 and again lambda by 2 lambda by 4. Okay, in fundamental mode I'll call it as a lambda 1 or it is lambda 1 by 2. So that implies lambda is equal to 2L. Are you able to see clearly? Okay. So now I'll use this place because it's not visible clearly. Now the frequency in fundamental mode, I'll call it as N1. N1 is first harmonic or fundamental mode. I'll call it as N1 is the frequency. N1 V is equal to N lambda. This is basic formula expression for velocity of transverse wave or progressive wave. It's given by V is equal to N lambda. Or frequency N1 is given by V by lambda 1. Lambda 1 is the wavelength fundamental mode. Now substitute this lambda 1 value here. So I'll call it as lambda 1 E divided by 2L. This is the frequency in fundamental mode. The first harmonic, be careful. The fundamental mode, it is also called first harmonic. So very simple. So తెరిచిన గొట్టం రెండు చివర్ల ఇక్కడ మనకు ప్రస్పందన స్థానాలు ఏర్పడతాయి. ఎందుకంటే యానకం యొక్క కణాలు స్వేచ్ఛగా ఉంటాయి కంపించడానికి. కాబట్టి రెండు చివర్ల తెరిచిన గొట్టం రెండు చివర్ల మనకు ఇక్కడ ప్రస్పందన స్థానం ఏర్పడుతుంది అనమాట. మధ్యలో ఒక ఆస్పందన స్థానం నోడ్ ఏర్పడుతుంది అనమాట. సో ఒక తెరిచిన గొట్టం యొక్క పొడవు ఎల్ అనుకుంటే కనుక అప్పుడు ఎల్ ఇన్ టర్మ్స్ ఆఫ్ తరంగ దైర్ఘ్యంలో ఏమవుతుందంటే లాంబ్డా 1/2 అవుతుంది. క్రాస్ మల్టిప్లై చేస్తే లాంబ్డా 1 = 2L అవుతుంది. సో ఇక్కడ ఫండమెంటల్ మోడ్ ప్రాథమిక పౌనఃపున్యం ఏమవుతుందంటే N1 = V డివైడెడ్ బై తరంగ దైర్ఘ్యం. సబ్స్టిట్యూట్ చేస్తే ఈక్వేషన్ 1 వస్తుంది. ఇక్కడ V అనేది ధ్వని యొక్క వేగం అన్నమాట. యానకం అంటే గాలిలో ఉంటే ధ్వని వేగం. L అనేది తెరిచిన గొట్టం యొక్క పొడవు అన్నమాట. ఇది fundamental mode of vibration. It's very, very simple. A pipe, if it is open at both ends, is called open pipe. Let us consider an open pipe having length L, right? Its length is very, very, very large compared to its cross-sectional area. Now, two identical progressive waves are moving along the air column, right? This open pipe will enclose air column. Two identical progressive waves moving along this air column in opposite direction. They overlap, they superpose with each other and produce stationary waves such that antinodes are formed. Always you remember, antinodes are formed at open ends. Fundamental mode, two antinodes at either end, and in between a node is formed such that the length of the pipe is equal to 2 lambda 1/4, where lambda 1, let's say in fundamental mode, wavelength. So it's lambda 1/2, or the frequency in fundamental mode of vibration N1 is given by V divided by 2L. Isn't it? Next possible mode of vibration, I'll take same pipe having same length, say L. So same length, same cross-sectional area. The next mode of vibration, the air column vibrates. See here, observe this diagram carefully. Right? Better draw all the diagrams side by side together. Okay. Now here, see here length of the pipe. Pipe means open pipe here. Same pipe. You can have next mode of vibration. It's called second harmonic. It is also called first overtone. It is called second harmonic. It is also called second harmonic or first OT. Be careful, students. Word a bit confusing, but especially for competitive exams, they use first overtone. First overtone, also called second harmonic overtone. Second harmonic is also called first overtone. In this case, the length of the pipe, just look at this 1, 2, 3, 4 lambda by 4 lambda. Here I'll call second harmonic wavelength is lambda 2, or that implies lambda 2 is equal to L. In this case, same style of discussion. You understood the fundamental mode of vibration, the same system, almost same method continues. So here the length of the pipe, all open end, always antinodes are formed, and then two antinodes at either end, and in between one more antinode. So total in second harmonic, or its first harmonic, the air column vibrates such that 3 antinodes are formed, and in between 2 nodes. Just by seeing the diagram, you can make out, you can confirm. So in second harmonic, it is also called first overtone. 1, 2, 3. 3 antinodes are formed, and in between 2 nodes. Here 1, here another 1. 2 nodes, 3 antinodes are formed as shown in the diagram. Right? Always you remember at open end we have antinodes. In the second harmonic, 3 antinodes and in between 2 nodes are formed. Now coming to this L in terms of L length, 4 lambda 2 by 4, 4 gets cancelled, lambda 2 is equal to L. In this case, the frequency of vibrating air column, the N2 is given by V divided by lambda 2, or this V by L. I multiply and divide with 2, value does not change. N2 is equal to 2, I am multiplying and dividing with 2. 2 multiplying and dividing, value does not change, so that we can express in terms of fundamental frequency. It is equal to 2N1. The first equation, V by 2L, is nothing but N1. Right? It's a very, very simple. So, second harmonic, or it is also first overtone లో ఏమవుతున్నాయంటే 1 2 1 2 3 ప్రస్పందన స్థానాలు, మధ్యలో 2 అస్పందన స్థానాలు ఏర్పడుతున్నాయి. సో తెరిచిన గొట్టం యొక్క పొడవు L అనుకుంటే L ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్ టు ఇక్కడ 4 lambda 2 by 4, ఇక్కడ lambda 2 వాల్యూ తరంగ దైర్ఘ్యం L కు సమానం అవుతుంది, తెరిచిన గొట్టం యొక్క పొడవుకు సమానం అవుతుంది. ఇక్కడ పౌనపున్యం తో కంపించే తరంగం పౌనపున్యం N2 అనేది 2N1 అవుతుంది. ఇక్కడ N1 అనేది ప్రాథమిక పౌనపున్యం. నెక్స్ట్ ఇదే తెరిచిన గొట్టంలో నెక్స్ట్ హార్మోనిక్, సెకండ్ హార్మోనిక్, దిస్ ఇస్ ఫస్ట్ హార్మోనిక్, ఇట్ ఇస్ కాల్డ్ ఫస్ట్ హార్మోనిక్. It is also called fundamental mode. FM means fundamental mode, right? I already written here fundamental mode, first harmonic, second harmonic. It is also called first overtone. Similarly, the next mode will consider same pipe having same length, same cross section area. I advise you draw the diagrams side by side like this, 3 diagrams at a place. Fundamental mode, first harmonic, second harmonic. Very, very easy to compare and easy to discuss also. Okay. Now coming to second harmonic is over. Now third harmonic. Third harmonic, or it is second OT. OT means overtone. Same open pipe, let's say, so the air column vibrates in such a way. See here, now 2 loops, these complete loops are formed. When you are drawing, be careful. So draw carefully. So this is, observe it carefully. Now at both ends we have, as usual, antinodes are formed. So in case of open pipe, always at open ends the particles are free for vibrations. So antinodes are formed at open ends, and in between 2 complete loops, 2 segments or 2 loops are formed. So that in third harmonic, or it is also called second overtone, you just look at the diagram. So 1 2 3 4 antinodes, and then in between, so how many nodes? 3 nodes are formed. 4 antinodes and 3 nodes are formed as shown in the diagram. In this case, L is the length of the pipe, equal to, here just see here, each loop or segment, so 1 2 3 4 5 6 lambda by 4. This is third harmonic, right? There is another technique also. If you want, each half loop is lambda by 4. So here 1 2 3 4 5 6, or one complete loop if you take lambda by 2. That way also you can calculate. Whichever you feel comfortable, you can add up. Here 1 2 3 4, each loop I'll make it into 2 pieces like this. Imagine into 2 pieces, 1 2 3 4 5 6 lambda 3 by 4, right? So each half loop, the distance between a node and immediate antinode is lambda by 4. How many lambda by 4s are there? 6 plus lambda by 4s. Now this is 2 2 ja 2 3 ja, or that implies lambda 3 cross multiplied 2L by 3. Very simple if you understand the first fundamental mode of vibration. It's almost repetition, nothing else. Now in this case, in third harmonic, it is also called second overtone, the frequency of vibrating air column. In case of open pipe, It is velocity of sound divided by wavelength, or this p divided by 2l by 3. 3 goes to numerator, so that we have 3p by 2l. So from equation 1, v by 2l, so this we already written here is nothing but the fundamental frequency, or you can denote with 1. Look at equation 1, 2 and 3 and you can compare the frequencies. Frequencies of vibrating air column in fundamental mode and higher overtones. This is first mode, or it is also called first harmonic or fundamental mode. This is second harmonic, it is also first overtone. The third harmonic, it is also called second overtone. If you consider the frequency ratio, fundamental mode and higher tones, overtones, higher fundamental mode in comparison with frequency in fundamental mode and higher overtones, N1 ratio N2 ratio N3. If you calculate dot 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 means like this and so on, right? Calculate this. It is N1 ratio 2N1 ratio 3N1 and 4N1, 5N1 like this and so on like this. This is 1, 2, 3, so on like this. So in case of open pipe, the frequency ratio, frequency of harmonics. Harmonic is first harmonic, second harmonic, third harmonic, the possible modes of vibrations. In case of open pipe, or in the ratio 1 is to 2 is to 3 is to dot dot, so on.